Hi, I'm Greer from Active Health Clinic. This is a video for if you're feeling very stressed or panicked, some things you could try. So as I've talked about previously, generally feelings of stress come from, well, as a response to whatever's happening in our lives, in our environment, but also from changing the breath. So if we're taking on more breath, more oxygen than we need, and we're feeling we're not getting enough air in, we either want to get the body moving to burn up some of that oxygen, or we want to slow the breath down. So we know there's lots of ways to get moving. This is going to depend on your physical capacity. So if you've got the capacity, you might do a walk around the block, you might run around the room, you might do some step-ups. If you're a little more limited, you could do it sitting or standing, where you might simply just move the body. So as if you've come to our yoga classes, you'll often do some range of movement. So this could be quite quick. You might coordinate left and right. You might point and flex. You might even shake. So we like to think, I've actually learned this from another yoga teacher, subtle yoga, where you might pretend there's like a sticky note on your foot and you're trying to flick it off, and it feels a bit silly. But it can be that nice way to move and burn off energy. Or you might be like a little kid. Kids are really good at just knowing what to do naturally. So you might have a little bounce around. Sometimes we might even just shake a little bit. So yeah, just finding a way to be wriggly and move. And tapping can fit in with this as well. So there's lots of resources online, but it can generally be, the one that I know is sort of tapping through the collarbone and just breathing in and out. But there's lots of other resources for tapping. Some salutes are really good as well. So again, this could be chair-based, kneeling or standing, depending on your level. So the other option is to slow down the breath. But before we even do that, so stillness can be uncomfortable, especially if our body's got all this oxygen and it wants to get moving. So we might want to move. We also might want to use a little bit of mindfulness, so coming into our senses. So that classic 5 things we can see. So actually it takes you back into your environment. It's taking you out of that more primitive state of the brain. So we actually use our body or use our senses to regulate our brain. 4 things you can feel. So this might be clothing, might be the breath, might be the air temperature. 3 things you can hear. And that's quite nice to scan and notice what's the quietest thing. Is there something further away you can hear? 2 things you can smell. And 1 thing you can taste. So that can be a really nice way to settle as well. And knowing that you're using your body to regulate your brain, your nervous system, you don't have to think about it too much. And the other thing we can do is, slow the breath. So this could be in a couple of ways. So I really like using a band. I'm going to sit down just because it's easier. So the band is pretty much waist height. This could be a scarf or whatever, really. Just sitting comfortably. So we know if we're panicked or short of breath, the problem's not with the inhale, because we've probably already got enough oxygen on board. The problem's with the exhale, or what we want to encourage is the exhale to help a natural in-breath. So we want to really focus on exhaling. So singing is really, really good. Or in yoga, you'd often start practices with ohms, or you could sigh. So you could literally do 3 sighs. And you feel that squeeze, lengthening the exhale. And you, do that about 3 times. This could be done with that band or scarf where you cross it over. And again, if I'm sighing or focusing on the exhale, squeezing through the belly, you can get that feedback of the band, tightening and then inhaling. And it's almost like you want to feel that breath come in just by itself. There's no effort to breathe in. It's just that natural kind of recoil. So that can be quite nice feedback. Or it could simply be hugging a pillow, a cushion, yoga block. It's a bit tricky for me right now. But again, that idea of focus on the exhale. You might sigh or sing or focus on getting the air out and feel that natural in-breath. And even just that, using your senses, feeling the breath can be very settling. Yes, I hope that's helpful. If you'd like more of these kind of videos, you can check out our Active Health Clinic connection on Facebook. Thanks.